Hi there, welcome back to All the Mods 10. This episode is going to be about removing obstacles in our path, in particular this big hill, which at the moment I have kind of built on top of. But we have this device here, the builder. This device is going to save us a lot of time and it's pretty cool. It's something that I've been learning a little bit about. I need to power it and do stuff with it, and I'll give you a little bit of a demo as we do things, but I'm going to use it to clear some terrain and to really save myself having to do that. So what I'm going to do is dig a 1 chunk wide channel, which is the width of this tower here. We're in the north one, but probably better to show you on the map. I'm going to dig a channel along here up to the village, around, and then back up for the next one. First of all, I need to get myself, if I can find them, I've got my ender gates. I actually only need 1, but that should be fine. I also need some sort of inventory, because all of the blocks that will be mined will go into an inventory. What else am I going to need? I'm going to need upgrades. I don't need that many, but that will do for now. And possibly avoid... let's just keep everything. I'm a hoarder after all. We also need to build a couple of modules, so I'm going to craft a filter module, which I might use, I might not, I'm not yet sure. And this is basically going to allow us to mine certain things, to whitelist or to blacklist them. The other thing I need is a shape card. So we need clearing quarries. So for those that are using this for the first time, most people tend to go wrong at the shape card that is being used. So this is where you save the cubic area that you want to be mined. So clearing will actually remove the blocks and put them in the inventory, and just the quarry on its own will actually not do that. It will replace the blocks with dirt, which is a slightly strange behavior, but I'm sure it's got some uses. So I'm going to opt for probably silk quarry, which means I need to do some crafting. Are you going to leave me alone, spider, while I'm doing stuff? So I need a shape card, silk quarry, shape card, quarry, shape card. Bricks. Okay, we'll get through this. I will craft away. In fact, we just need, let's just grab 2 shape card quarry. Can we craft that? We can. We just need to craft some redstone. We've got a shape card for a quarry. We then need a silk quarry, which I'm hoping we have now. Silk quarry. So the last thing we need is a silk clearing quarry. And we're good. Okay, that was probably made a lot more complicated than it needs to be. But this card here is where we will mark out the zone that we want to chop, or sort of mine, I should say. So let's just, first of all, pick this up, pop it in our inventory, and then we'll start marking out an area to clear. So first thing I'm going to do is look at the chunks here. So we have, I could do a chunk at a time. I think I'm just going to go all out, to be honest. So I will pop that there. We will pop an inventory right next to it. We are going to do a filter. So let's just do dirt for now. Add tags. Oh yeah, we do that from here. So dirt, sea dirt. You've got all the different options here, so you can actually go quite granular. So I could just do, if I wanted to, all ores. all ores. Ores, there we go. I can do all ores, so I can just mine all of the ores in the mountain. But I'm just going to test it out on dirt for now. So we'll just do dirt. We'll add that there. Excellent. So I shall pop that in there. As you can see, it will include grass blocks as well by the looks of things. The next thing to do is to define the area that we want it to mine. I just to make things easier, I'm going to move that out of the way. So to do this, you could only do this on a builder. Well, I haven't actually. Yes, of course. Right. So we shift right click on the builder, and now we select the first corner, which is here, and the second corner. Oh, I need to turn my jetpack on. Let's just go up to the corner of the next chunk, and which is, okay, I've just added a dirt block there. So we're going to right click on the second corner. So we'll head back down to the builder. And once we've popped this into the machine, we can actually, if I just get rid of this, I'm going to need to turn my jetpack off. We should be able to show the shape. So this is the lowest level here. It actually creates a solid block, but it doesn't actually do anything. But if we can just double check we've got the right area. So we've probably got about 2.5 chunks of testing area. I'm actually going to make myself useful while I'm waiting for this to dig. And that is, I am going to actually paint the walls. I'm not sure what colour I've got this selected, but I want it to be white. And I'm going to paint the walls as I want them to be. So we are just going to follow the contours, as you can see here, of, at the moment, we're just replacing everything that I'm touching. So this is just a nice, easy way of painting the walls. It would do if I had enough concrete. I need to craft myself some more. But as the hole is coming down to me, I can basically follow the contours with all the concrete all the way to the other side. So we'll have the structure of the building in place. I'm also going to turn that noise off because that is annoying. There we go. So we can create some concrete. 5,000? Yeah, let's do it. There we go. We're back in business. Okay, we're also nearly through to the other side. So we're going to see the grand unveiling of exactly how tall this mountain is. And there we go. Now that would have taken me quite a lot of digging before, and it looks a bit strange, I know. For now we're just at the top level here. We need to go deeper. We need to go down to the infrastructure level, which is where all the AE2 stuff is. Okay, fine. For now I'm happy with that. We'll continue, I think, as far as we want to go around the corner, and then we'll come back the other side at the same level. How are we doing for space? No, we can't pick up the barrel. I was very much hoping we could pick up the stuff in here, but obviously not. So we will break the builder. We'll leave the barrel, and we will move to another, and we'll head up here to continue the dig. We just need the card, which has gone back into my system. It's not a shape card. Yes, it is a shape card. Where's it gone? Where is it? Is it called something different? It's already in there. Okay, it gets picked up, and it actually remembers the settings as well, which is pretty cool. Okay, I need an inventory. It's not functional, it's sophisticated storage. Okay, we have a tier upgrade. That's what I want. So there we go. I am going to Where are they? They are there. Just pop the one in for now. Get the shape card. Shift click on the builder to start the process. And then right click in the first corner. And we'll do the same all over again. So this time we are going to go all the way to the edge of the village. So we'll stick with the chunks again. Probably, is this the right? I'm in a straight line. Yep, I'm facing it. I do the wrong chunks. That would be embarrassing. So we will just open this up as high as we can. So we'll just do the same with this pillar. Just keep going up until we get to the highest possible point. We probably need to go a little higher than this. Block is this. Yes, this is high enough. Okay, right click on that. We've now copied the settings to the card. We'll get these annoying chunk borders out of the way and then pop the card back in the builder and we'll do it again. Now I'm not going to take you through this each time because you'll get very bored very quickly. But as you can see here, this is speeding through. Lots of leaves as well, which will be useful. Right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go all the way around and back to the other side, and then I will bring you back in once that is done, which will take a little while. It does mean I'm going to have a ton of stuff, but I think in the meantime, while I'm waiting, I am going to expand my AE2 storage because I think I'm running out of room. Oh, that goes in now. Okay. So yeah, I'll do that anyway. And I will also continue painting the walls this lovely fetching white colour whilst I'm waiting for the digging to happen. So I'll see you in a bit. Quite a few hours later, we have a big hole in the ground. We have not just a big hole, but a giant hole that goes all the way round. And yeah, it's been fun actually. I've quite enjoyed it. And it's certainly a lot more fun than doing this all by hand, which would have been, well, painful to say the least. But this is the inside of the base from before. You know, we can actually see a cross-section of the different levels. We've found a zombie spawner, which I've kind of just avoid being chopped by the builder, as you can see here in the, what is it, a dungeon. We've got ourselves some nice water features that we can try and build into the design, but what we do really have down to the infrastructure level, so where all the AE2 item cables are going to be, the power supplies are going to be, we've dug as far down as that level. So there's a few lush areas we've found. I've started painting the walls, which is something that I've been doing as and when I go along, because it's not the most fun, but it does save a lot of time. There we go. Just do that. And the idea is quite simply to change all of the floor to this cyan terracotta and all of the walls to white. And this is, as before, just going to be effectively blocking out a basic design for the block placement rather than the actual block look and the texturing. That will come later. So yeah, there's a lot of walls to paint, there's a lot of floors to paint, and thankfully all of the ingredients I need are being grown in part as part of my mystical agriculture setup. And so I'm just going to keep painting this through. Maybe let's just do a little fly through at the moment, just so you can actually get an idea of the scale of this place, or this hole that I've dug. Well, this hole that a mod has dug for me, anyway. So yeah, it's a bit like a trench in a Death Star. You know, I feel like I need to be staying on target and dropping some missiles into a vent at the end of it. This is the end, the other end, and this is right next to that village. Again, just to get bearings, we are here. There's this underground hole here where the transit station is going to be for this end, for this village. There is another equivalent. In fact, let's just give you an idea. There we go. You can see it there. We have the equivalent on the other side. That's actually where my AE2 stuff is. I'll come and show you that in a bit. But yeah, we have a big hole. And the reason there is this step here is that this is going to be the level where the transit station is going to be. Oh, by the way, a mushroom dungeon for bats, a bat spawner. Never seen one of those before. Maybe if they produce phantom membranes, maybe we can disable phantoms. Now there's a thought. That's worth looking into. So this will be the station floor. And obviously there's a lot of construction to do here. This is, again, stepped on this side because this is where the train tunnels are going to be. And I actually think in this episode, we've still got a bit of time. So I might actually start looking into Railcraft tunnel bores. And there'll be probably 2 tunnels on this side and 2 tunnels on this side, one going in either direction. And we'll effectively have a train going clockwise and anti-clockwise running at the same time. So there'll always be something you can hop onto if you want to go from one side of the base to the other. I mean, I'm realistically not going to be using it that often because I have this jetpack. I also have waystones as well. So, but it's what you would have. It's what the line is going to have in Saudi Arabia in some form. It's going to have a mass transit system. So I thought, I might as well do the same. I've got the mods for it. Up the other side, again, just a big old trench that's been dug. And this takes us up to the other side where there's actually a lot less development that's happened, a lot less building that's happened on the floors. And we're back again in the middle. This is the AE2 hub down here, which I've hollowed out. This was a lot of water down here, which is a bit of a pain to dig, even with the builder removing stuff. It would remove the water, but not fast enough for the water not to regenerate itself, which was a bit of a pain. So there was a fair bit of block placement by hand needed to get rid of that water. But we have this big room here, which will be effectively the AE2 room. And so I'm going to move a lot of these bits that are in sort of intruding on this corridor. I'm going to move them into here. And all of the actual cabling to power the entire length of this base will basically go up and down this floor here in this corridor here. So nice and simple. We've gone a bit crazy on the controller setup. This is a 7x7x7, which is the maximum size I believe you can have, and we can fill in the middle. I don't really want to. This is way more than we're actually going to need. I will probably just run all of these dense cables from the bottom faces of these controllers to make it look like at least it's got some support. I could probably do the same with the top as well, stuff going up. And maybe also if we want to do some more quantum singularity linking with other dimensions, other areas of the world, we can do so, because we've got all of these 6 sides to be able to do that with. And this is actually linked to my old base, which has nothing in anymore, so it doesn't actually achieve anything. But for the interests of symmetry, I think I will probably do something similar. It looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Even if it doesn't actually serve any purpose at this point in time. Below the AE2 room, we are in the transit station. This is the transit station nearest to the mansion. So here we are underground. I will again go and show you. So this is the level we're at. There's some interesting structures around here, some underground structures that I might need to go and check out. Don't look vanilla at all, do they? So that could be quite interesting to explore for another episode. But for now, this is the lowest level of my base. So I've got these 2 rectangles dug out here. This is 2 chunks wide. This is 2 and a bit chunks wide. That's just the way it worked out. And the idea is I want to dig 4 tunnels. So this 2 here and 2 here. I want to bore 2 tunnels with the boring machine from the Railcraft mod, and effectively dig out a nice, just a small tunnel, a 3x3 tunnel, I think, 4 times, and then we can actually get some basic railway put in place. We won't go full on Railcraft at the moment because they've got some high-speed lines, electrified lines, all of that sort of fancy stuff, which is pretty cool. And let's have a quick look at the quests because that's probably a good way of describing the mod. I've looked into it. Basically, we need to build a coke oven, which is a multi-block structure to create coke. That's for later on. This is the tunnel bore, which we need to build. We'll use basic rails for now. None of these special. That's what I want to do. High-speed electric tracks. That's ideally what we'd want to use. But yeah, so we need tunnel bores. We need a bore head. And we need to build a lot of basic railway tracks, vanilla Minecraft tracks. We've got plenty of coal to power this. We're probably going to need a few minecarts behind it because we want to add a track placer. So when this bores a tunnel, it also creates the track for it to run on. There's also, we can use minecart chests to actually act as inventory for all of the rocks that are dug out. So what should we do? What shall we do first then for Railcraft? We're not going to do a huge amount in this episode, but we'll make a start. Let's see if we can at least dig one tunnel. So this is the edge of the chunk boundary. So we could do 3 wides, which is 2 from the edge of the chunk boundary, and maybe the same here. How does that look? We could, yeah, maybe one more this way. So we have the 3 by 3 tunnel here. And then maybe do the same here. Pop that in there. So that will be the 2 tunnels this side. We'll ignore that side for now. I'm very aware that I can hear running water. There is a big cave, a lush cavern down here. And looking at the map, as you can see, there are lots of caves and lots of water on the way. Water is not something that is great for digging tunnels. I think that applies in real life as well as Minecraft. This is going to annoy me. I am going to just fill in the ground a little bit here so we at least have some consistency. There we go. That's just my OCD playing up. Sure, you all must get that. Minecraft is probably not a good thing for OCD unless you've got a lot of time on your hands. Okay, railway track. So we have, is it called track? Or is it called? Yep, we've got 244. So that's going to be nowhere near enough. But for now, we'll just mark out the first track that we are going to do will be this end one here. So I'll just build this out here. And the same for this one here. This will need to go into the tunnel bore. So I need to put this stuff out of the way. And let's get ourselves some an idea of what we need for this mod. A minecart with a tank. What does that do? Okay, right. We need, first of all, to build ourselves a tunnel bore head, which looks like we can do so without any real fuss. Nice and easy. The next thing is, where is the tunnel bore itself? It's a bit of a funny image. There we go. That's the tunnel bore. Can we do this? So we need to build minecarts. I need to build a couple of minecarts, 2 minecarts, and then the only thing that's missing is this steel block, which again we can craft from steel essence. Is that? There we go. Done. So that should allow us to craft a tunnel bore. Excellent. Which I believe you need to place this way. Yep, that's fine. That's heading in the right direction. It is 3 by 3. It doesn't have It doesn't have a bore head. It does now. This is the diamond one, which I'm pretty sure is the best one. There isn't an obsidian or a netherite version or tier of that. We need to throw the track in there. That will... Oops. Oopsie. Ignore that. Ballast. So this is something else, as you can see here. Fuel we put in last, because as soon as we pop the fuel in, which we'll just use coal probably, that will start powering this machine. We don't want that yet. We do want ballast, which is what will be placed. So say if the tunnel bore is boring through the tunnel and it drops, the level drops underneath it, you know, then ballast is obviously what goes under the track. So we will need some gravel, of which I have plenty of. Let's just, yeah, we'll just pop it as much as we can in there. Plenty of ballast. So that's ready. That's ready. We will need to craft some more track. We don't have the ability to do that automatically, but we could. Yeah, so this is all Railcraft Reborn things where it's actually it's a lot more detailed. You can actually get more out of the resources you put in. So for now it's just easy just to craft railway. So we'll encode the pattern. We will allow substitutions. But yeah, eventually once we get the co-govern in place, we start making the basic ingredients of the tracks, etc. Then that's definitely the way forward for us. And there's some quite advanced stuff that we can do. There's so many different types of tracks. There's a lot of options for, you know, look at all these different things. It's got, I don't know what they do. There's so much, you know, you've got junction tracks, you've got a Y track, electric Y track. Yeah, there's so much to look at. We'll come back to that in a future episode. This at the moment is purely about tunnel boring. We'll also craft some rail. Craftable. There we go. 1,000. Thank you very much. So that will do it. It will probably need to make some ingots. So there's probably some smelting that's going on automatically in the floor above us. We need to build a minecart with a chest. Maybe a few actually to... how many should we do? Should we do 3? Yeah, we'll do 3. We've got plenty of rail now. Absolutely loads of rail. So I'll just fill that up. Should do the job. Yeah, maxed out. So we'll pop that there, and that there. Do we have I think it might be possibly in here. No, Railcraft comes with a crowbar, which I have. I don't remember crafting that, but I have it. And this crowbar allows you to do various things. One of them is linking. So you can actually link stuff together now. And this needs to be a little bit closer. So you can actually create trains. And this will be what I will use eventually to get in. So basically when we want to go for a ride and use the train line, the mass transit system, we'll just get ourselves in a minecart and yeah, and it will automatically, without any control by me, just take me to the next stop. And at the moment there are only 2 stops. There's this side, so what's this? This is the east station, we could call it, and that's the west station. But there could be more opportunities, maybe something up here potentially. I'm just using my imagination at the moment in terms of what I'm building. Obviously this is a solo world, there's no one else around, and it's not going to be the most liveliest of cities, but I don't know, maybe I could look at something like mine colonies or something where we can actually create a bit of life in here potentially. Right, okay, let's just actually, one more thing. I want to go along with the journey, and I need something to do that with. So this will place rails automatically. I could pick up the rails behind me if I was to add a special machine to do that, and that way we wouldn't have to continually to restock. But you know, we can auto craft rails ridiculous amounts, so it doesn't really matter. And then what we will eventually do is when we get the high speed electric rails, we'll just craft a rail replacer which will swap the vanilla rails for the fancy ones. No, that's the wrong way. Hello? Am I doing this the wrong way? Or what is it? Okay, I got to shift. I forgot that. Oops. Okay, we're ready to go now, I think. We've got ballast, we've got rail. We just need some fuel. So let's... That is going to go a long way. We'll just pop one stack in there for now. Off it goes. You should be able to hear it dig. Hopefully. Hello. It is going very slowly. Okay, I need to have a think about this. But one thing I'm ready, that wither bar is annoying me. Do we have the ability to muffle the death muffler? Mob grinding utilities. Wither boss death muffler. We do. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, wool and a skeleton, weather the skeleton skull. While I work out what's the problem is with this, I am just going to go and pop this up by the wither. And also let you know that we have also... I've changed the video settings to turn off fog, because with fog on, this was a very murky base, and you may have noticed in recent videos actually, since I built this thing. Did you know that there is a fog effect that the wither actually creates when it's spawned? I didn't, but apparently there is. So we'll just... I think it's just a matter of just popping it down somewhere. And is that working? Now hiding boss bars. There we go. You just right click on it. Done. Excellent. And that's nice and straightforward. And we don't have to worry about that now. Back to the problem at hand. I'm actually wondering if it's something to do with this claims. Whether it actually is preventing... Let's just try removing the claim from there. And it works. Okay, yeah, so there's something for those playing all the mods to be aware of. Is that, there you go, it's working brilliantly now. So yeah, if you are force loading chunks, to do that you have to claim them, and to do that, effectively, I guess it sees this tunnel bore as another player, which is the whole sort of by design thing that is preventing is other players from mining your claimed chunks. Okay, just to explain briefly, yeah, I mean this is really simple. This will, everything that it digs out, as you can see in the tooltip there, it will add to these inventories behind. So it will stop if there is anything that is any fluids, it will stop, and you'll need to fix that and manually clear them. So it is digging a 3x3 tunnel. This will be interesting to see how it handles this little ravine here, or this hole, because it should be dropping gravel into the hole. So to allow the machine to actually place track, which it's also doing as well. So there is a long way to go. As you can see, that's where we are now. We have got quite a few caves to go through. There's water there, which we'll need to keep an eye out for. And then we'll get to the other side. side. That took about 40 minutes. So this thing is not fast, and there were quite a few water obstacles, as you probably saw from that time lapse. This last one was a real pain over this cavern. Oops. Oops. Ouch. Need to be more careful. So, yeah, the idea is now to turn around and go back the other way. So I think, if my calculations are correct, this is where the railway needs to be. Here. So we'll just build that up a little bit. So that's a quarter of the tunnelling done. I mean, it's not fast, as I said. I do kind of miss the fine degree of control that you have when you use the create mod to dig tunnels, when you've got the deployers. So you can actually line the floors and the walls and the ceilings in whatever shape you want with whatever material you want. But it does take longer to set up. This is actually, as you saw in this episode, pretty quick to set up. It didn't take long at all. It wasn't particularly expensive. But I think we'll let that do its thing. I think before the next episode, I'm going to have done there's going to be a lot of white concrete and terracotta on the floor. And there's going to be a couple more tunnels there. And then we'll work out what we're going to do next. Probably delve into Railcraft a little bit more, you know, see how we can get these tunnels looking nice, and see what carting options and more advanced Railcraft carts are available to make our lives easier. And yeah, I think we'll just call it a day from this point, and I'll see you in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed what has been a lot of digging, a lot of block removal. We'll sign off now, and because I do tend to make these outros go longer than they should do, really, but as I'm doing now. anyway, enough of my continuous waffle. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Please like if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you enjoyed it and you are not a current subscriber. And I'll see you in the next episode next week. You take care. See you next time. Bye bye.